Hi, if like us you often find yourself at the beach, then this video could be for you. We're literally diving into something compact, portable and pretty cool, the Dedepu S3000 mini scuba kit. So stick with us as we check it out.
Don't forget to check out our other videos on everything campervan and motorhome related, from solar to water, heating to gadgets, tyres to trips. If you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up, it really does help me to know what you like, and you can ask any questions or give feedback in the comments. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, please hit the subscribe button and clicking the bell will give you a notification when a new video goes live. Finally, if you do decide to hit the thumbs down, it would be great if you could also leave a comment so I know what you didn't like.
Whether you're a snorkelling enthusiast looking to stay underwater longer, a scuba diver looking for an alternative air source, or you're just intrigued as to how these mini scuba kits work, stick around as we unbox it, test it and give you our thoughts on how it performs. So let's get on with it.
Before we start, I do need to make it clear that I and my wife, who is also my amazing dive buddy, are both qualified and experienced scuba divers. It's important to note that the use of any underwater breathing apparatus is dangerous and can result in severe injury or even death if not used correctly. We would always recommend suitable scuba training, qualification and medical fitness checks before using any underwater breathing apparatus. Dedepu provide very clear and detailed instructions on the use of their products and echo our recommendation for professional training. This video should not be seen as a substitute for reading and understanding the comprehensive instructions. To be clear, we will not be providing step-by-step instructions or all safety warnings in this video. Given the risks involved, we'd also encourage you to make sure you have suitable travel medical insurance to cover scuba diving and comply with the limits of your policy. As you can see, we love a full scuba dive, exploring depths up to 40 metres, but the logistics, amount of kit and complexity of the dive can be quite a chore. We also love to snorkel, which is a much easier and back to basics dive, but often a few metres above what you really want to see. Sometimes we'd like to experience something between the two. So when Dedepu asked us to check out their mini scuba kit, we jumped at the chance. We know it's not going to give that full-on diving experience, but for ease of travel and use, does it fill a gap? Let's see.
Our first look at the S3000 was back in the UK, so let's pop back to take a look.
Dedepu offer a number of different kits with different equipment. The one we have includes a 0.5 litre cylinder, combined first and second stage regulator, yoke valve cylinder adapter, high pressure manual pump and filter, cylinder holster and dive mask, along with all the spares and manuals for their safe use. Taking a look at the cylinder outside and then inside with a boroscope, it seems reassuringly well made and fully certified. Mounting the regulator is easy and adding the mouthpiece completes the assembly. There are a number of different options for filling the S3000. The first is filling from a standard scuba tank using the supplied adapter, as we are here. Before trying it out underwater, we obviously wanted to give it a test in safety. So the first thing was a dry test. I'm breathing at a similar rate as I do when diving, but obviously without the physical effort or effect of depth. In this situation, it exceeded 10 minutes of breathing, and I've obviously sped up this footage to make it slightly less boring. Obviously I then needed to refill it, so I'm using the manual pump, which you'll see more of later. This took around 300 pumps, you only see the end here, but it was possible to get it to 200 bar, which is 3000 psi. Whilst the mask that came with the S3000 seems nice, like most divers I prefer my own, and that's what I'll be using. Just to reassure us, we're using it in an underwater static test. I dropped into our garden tub to do this. Having been satisfied with how it performed, we're going to head off to somewhere we can try it out properly. If you're taking the unit on a flight, it's important to check with the airline how to transport scuba cylinders. For most, they need to be empty with the valve removed. Now we're somewhere with some lovely underwater life to check out. We've also brought the manual pump for recharging it, and here you can see the filter unit, which has oil absorbent, water absorbent and charcoal to remove contaminants from the air. I find it easiest to fill the bottle in stages of 50 pumps with a break in between, not only from a physical effort perspective but also allowing the pump to cool. Whilst it's a bit of effort, we did this every day to refill the bottle after a dive and it wasn't too much of a chore. Getting the last few bar into the cylinder does take a bit of weight on the pump, so if you're lightweight yourself it may be a bit of a struggle. Dedepu do also offer a powered compressor which would take all the effort out of refilling. Once refilled, the holster provided is a great way to carry and protect the cylinder and regulator. Plus it also comes with a leash to secure the cylinder to your wrist while swimming. In addition to the S3000, we'll be using quick release diving belts with suitable weighting to make us near to neutrally buoyant. This means we have to use less effort to stay submerged. Again, from a safety perspective, it's vital that you understand the impact this will have and how you and your buddy can release them in an emergency. Plus, we'll be using a dive computer to monitor our depth. Before we head out to the reef, we made use of a swimming pool to get used to the unit and check our buoyancy. Just before we hit the ocean, if you're watching this you probably appreciate the life in our seas and oceans. Whilst we're currently exploring the sea life in a more tropical location, back in the UK the bottom trawling within UK marine protected areas literally strips the seabed of life. We're really happy that the UK government has announced a plan to ban this practice in MPAs, but we need to get it through the current public consultation which is open until the 1st of September 2025. We'd really appreciate it if you took 5 minutes to read about it and decide if you will add your support. It's just a simple online form that emails your local government decision maker and costs nothing. It literally takes seconds. You can use the link in the video description. Thanks, and now back to the test. To make the best use of the limited air in the S3000, we'll be using a standard snorkel to get to a suitable location we want to stay submerged at before switching to the scuba unit. In use, the S3000 worked flawlessly, as the regulator has no user adjustment for breathing resistance, cracking pressure or Venturi adjustment. We did worry a little that the breathing effort may feel high, but it doesn't. It felt really natural, plus at no point did it free flow whilst holding the S3000 underwater whilst snorkelling. So what do we really think about the Dedepu S3000 as a recreational item? Well, for those qualified in using it safely, it's a great small, light and relatively low cost solution to get a bit of extra time underwater when snorkelling in a relatively shallow environment. It gives you the chance to explore areas snorkelers can't and get better views, photos or video. As you can see here, compared to the free diver who gets a split second to take their photo, I can loiter to get the best shot before exploring more of the reef. With multiple options for refilling, you are not reliant on a dive store for refills, and it's easy to transport with you anywhere in the world. Being realistic, most users are unlikely to get the full 10 minutes claimed maximum use, especially at depth. But as long as you bear that in mind and don't have unrealistic expectations, it's a great little tool. It's obviously not going to replace our full scuba gear for diving holidays, but it's something we will continue to use recreationally, and especially as it takes up little space, we will travel more with them. It's worth remembering that as with any other scuba equipment, regular testing and servicing is vital to ensure its safety. We obviously didn't try it as an emergency air source for up to 30 metres depth, but given how it worked in our testing, we do feel that it could give you those extra few breaths that could make an emergency ascent safer and more controlled should your primary air source fail. In conclusion, here are some of the shots we would have struggled to get just snorkelling, but using the S3000 we could get. We were able to get close to this boxfish and then its bigger puffer cousin. Being able to cruise close to the reef enabled us to spot things like this baby anemone, or better known as clownfish, and get a little closer that its parents were actually comfortable with. When checking out this pair of bannerfish, spotting the beautiful lionfish lurking under the shelf, along with this other one that we wouldn't have been able to spot if we'd just been snorkelling. Not as clear and maybe not as beautiful, but great to see was this giant moray eel tucked away in the reef. A blue spotted ray finding its lunch and its bigger cousin, the smooth stingray, with its little wrasse accompanying it, cruising in to say hi. The S3000 really did make this trip another level for us, without the hassle of a full-on scuba dive. So if you're considering it and have or are ready to get the training to use it, we would recommend it. Thanks for watching our video, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you find the video useful, please like, share and consider subscribing.